now we know the top lane matchup for G2. Immediate lock of the Camille into the Ambessa for Broken Blade.
So we did actually see this matchup come through before. It was
coming across to try and cover him a little bit as well. And you're doing a good job of tracking him. Hook's going to land him onto Jojo. He's force low, 200 HP, has to flash, but Jojo's just dead. You knew LeBron was there! Bad news for him is this. Like, he has no summoners now, and the ability of Wukong just to gank that lane is going to become massive, especially when Caps dings over to 6 and gets that Spirit Rush up. So you see a good trade coming out from the MKOI.
I think yesterday we saw a little bit of a different story where Alvaro and Supa felt much more like they were trying to play through a strong 2v2 against Kalist and Target.
He's capable of doing. We'll see if he can pull it off today, as right now he's grouped up with his jungler.
Oh, Alvaro's going to go in, hooked out of the knocker, but the chase continues onto Lebrov. Last Embrace will get the CC onto Elioya. Lebrov with the Titan's Wrath, not enough shielding. Super on the board for him.
For MKOI, looks like Elioya moving up here just to make sure he can get his topside jungle and keep his bottom lane safe in case any sort of funny business starts to move up towards his topside. Oh, maybe the late contest.
Jojo stepping in, one grub already down for G2. Skewmon trying to get forward to steal it away, another one with the smite. Elioya will secure it. Camp's looking for a flank, but it's very easy to collapse on him. He is respecting the fact that Jojo and Elioya can just jump in. Super across the wall, sneezing on them, but not really landing any of those germs. And in the end, it will be 2 grubs to 1 in favor of G2.
Okay.
And there's a potential lockup from Broken Blade coming through, baiting Mirwin in a little bit here.
Jumps in, Broken Blade has that Hexagol to Mirwin. Mirwin dodges away from the charm. Dawning Shadow coming out though. Mirwin with a public execution is publicly executed. Grand Starfall in by Elioya will get one in response. So far a 1-for-1. Caps, another charm is going to connect. But Elioya healthy enough to get underneath the tower. The question is, will G2 force a dive here with Skewmund and Lebrov on their way across?
Alvaro's on the way as well, trying desperately to get in, but flash forward.
Cyclones gives you movement speed though, and Elioya can't get away from Skewmund. Aegis Assault blocks the decimating smash or the crushing blow there from Skewmund. Alvaro joins the fray. Lebrov looking to walk away. Skewmund, even with a Shadowing Strike coming out, he's ignited. Magnus Storm as well. Skewmund's gonna die here. Probably to the minions. It's Alvaro who claims the kill.
That's such a big turn into difficult choices on the map, and I think this is where you do start to get a little nervous as G2, because this is not an MKOI that will just make often a silly mistake, but might be a TP in behind Jojo here.
Immediately looking for Jojo. Hexagol Ultimatum available to Broken Blade. The Realm War. Jojo's gonna try and flash back into it, but the Hexagol Ultimatum comes out, and Jojo cannot escape. Caps gets the kill, 1-0-2 now on Azari.
I do wonder if they actually are in-game. Right now, Jojo is still about halfway with both his flash.
Lebrov going in for the hook here. Charm's going to land as well onto Alvaro. Knocked up in the bouncy castle. Dawning Shadow coming out as well, and Alvaro's first fall in the fight. Elioya on the retreat. Jojo on the back line, but he doesn't land the overload onto Skewmon. Hooked out of the Realm Warp. Super now stepping forward into the last Embrace. He pops the barrier to heal to try and mitigate some of this damage, but he just can't do it. Cap still chases forward, and Elioya through the flash still dies.
G2 get everything.
It's one of the risks of forcing these fights early, but it's G2 that end up coming out on top, navigating the fight beautifully. Hans Sama and his positioning was just ruthless. The instant cleanse that came out from him as well to then reset and continue to dish out damage. Caps getting an extra cast of his ultimate. Alvaro is hovering around. It looks like that there's not going to be another fight to kick this one off, but Alvaro getting caught at the start, not really having that good engage is what I think made things very difficult.
MKOI are going to fight this because they got the second Drake. This isn't soul point or anything for G2, so they can delay. Infernal Dragon going over to G2. About a 3,000, 2,000 gold lead for them right now as Mirwin maybe caught out a little bit. Skewmon's on the chase. There's the Hexagol Ultimatum to lock Mirwin up. Skewmon comes in. Public execution through the Cyclone, goes unstoppable, but the chase continues, and Broken Blade finds his man.
Yeah, a good pick from G2, but we might have an answer on the top side as Alvaro actually has to run away. Lebrov with a good reset and move to the top side to keep Cap safe on the counterplay.
Now with the Herald coming down in bot lane, G2 looking to get their second tower of the game. MKOI unable to take one as of yet. Ooh, where are we driving? Okay, Skewmon.
A bit of both, perhaps. They don't really have much vision on that side of the map, but their priorities are on securing what towers they can, getting a bit of map control back in their favor. Alvaro going to be hovering around the top side. Caps needs to be careful because there are a large number of MKOI members on the top side of the map. That tower will be secured.
But he just doesn't really have the items to be a massive menace in these fights yet.
Hook's gonna land. Jojo couldn't immediately walking out. Elioya's caught up in the midst of 4 members of G2. And he is slain. G2 with good...
I mean, they feel very invisible right now. G2 is the one... Ooh.
Magnustorm goes in. Super's on his way across here as well. Super's going to start sneezing on them. Flashes forward, looking for LeBron here as well. Runwalk coming out as Alvaro and Super will follow it. Caps, though, has the Spirit Rush. Flash Room Prison. Can Caps get away? No, pull back. MKOI find 2.
This is the play we wanted to see from MKOI. A fantastic engage from Alvaro. Connects onto 4 members of G2, and it gives KOI an opportunity to force a fight. Super picks up a bunch of kills. Jojo gets 1 for himself, and they just barely keep that... Oh, never mind.
Doesn't have the Cyclone, and no flash on him or Caps would make it very difficult for them to fight around this Drake. It will be 2 apiece in terms of the Wyverns.
Someone that will not miss those windows to find a fight for his team, and this might be another one.
TP behind here as Mirwin's going deep. Broken Blade trying to trade with Jojo, as LeBron is the one who's caught out first. Hans Summer next up. Alvaro going a little bit deep as Caps. TP is behind them, and MKOI are fighting a 3v4, and Caps is here to surprise them. G2 find 3 already. Mirwin trying to get his way out of here. Broken Blade still chasing forward. Mirwin had to flash the charm. Does not connect from Caps, but G2 will continue the pressure. Last embrace in. Jojo turns it around. Mirwin dives in with a public execution. Might be able to kill LeBron, but as well can't quite. G2 find 5 for 1.
MKOI thought they had the jump, but they were just a bit too far away. G2 collapse faster, and they get the kills they need.
Just as I was praising KOI's ability to find fights, they find a fight that they ultimately didn't want. You guys already highlighted that they didn't quite have the numbers. G2 in a commanding position right now. The Baron going to be their main focus as they leave Broken Blade off in the side lane.
Who deals with him now?
Well, I mean, it's funny. Alvaro, he's hesitant. He gets charmed.
Charmed through the wall. Alvaro pulled back. Good shadowing strike. Jumps in with Magnustorm. Dawn shadow out there for the shield as well. Mirwin dives onto the back line. And Hans Summer's already dead. LeBron follows suit. Super's found 2. He's looking to make it 3. And Scumon's next on the menu. Jojo will secure that one. But the Hexagon momentum from Broken Blade chases Super through his flash over the wall. In the end, a 3.
Which is, hey, I want to try and one-shot Hansam or one-shot someone that has that, or is on the back line.
And flash hook onto Alvaro. Goes in with the Magnustorm. Hans Summer immediately flashes away. Mom's called down. Broken Blade chasing Super out of the back of the fight, but there's good stun onto him from Elioya. Super still down. Caps now dancing forward. Broken Blade will fall. Jojo gets a massive shutdown from that, but it might be too little too late. It's a triple for Skumond. Only Mirwin left alive. G2 wipe him away.
There's just not enough on MKOI to stop the dive from G2. Broken Blade, Skumond, and Caps have one
Blade, and then it just becomes a clean-up fight. They end up losing Broken Blade, but the trade is worth it as they find themselves an ace and a Baron.
And now they're pushing forward for another inhibitor tower. It's Caps on his lonesome. The rest of G2 are back in base, apart from Hans Summer, who's just clearing out some vision around the regular season that Dylan Falco talked about, is coming to the fore right now. MKOI, no slouches themselves, but in this game, just seem to have... Right now, G2 pushing in 3 different lanes. Caps is up in the top side. Broken Blade going to be stopped by Mirwin down towards that bottom side. Remember, no inhibitor tower down there. Inhibitor in the mid lane will fall as Caps uses the minions to take the inhib tower in top. Inhib in bot falls, and MKOI getting down to the last dregs of hope in this game. Really have to force an engage at some point.
Yeah, I think it's just becoming too difficult. They can try with some of the wave clear, but Baroned up, it makes it very, very difficult, and you still got another 2 waves that are going to come barreling through before you can even deal with them. So I think at this stage, it's just going to be a rogue charm that might catch out MKOI and end it all.
Baron buff on the minions down towards the bot side. Super minion about where the tier 1 would usually stand in mid. G2 might use that as their chance to push forward. Baron expiring after this wave. They have 30 seconds left before that Baron buff does go down. Obviously double super minions in the next few waves as Caps goes in with the Spirit Rush, lands the charm only onto Elioya. Doesn't get much out of it. Was looking for Jojo. Doesn't have his flash right now. Hook's going to go in. Jojo puts some big damage down onto Caps, but he's able to Spirit Rush away. Alvaro already down, and now G2 trying to push in with a man advantage. The Nexus Tower is their target. Broken Blade steps in with that precision protocol. Does so much damage to the tower. No minions left for G2, though. Another hook going in from LeBron, but immediately he's burst down. A 4 for 4 now as MKOI hold on to their base. Or at least their Nexus Towers. Caps looking for another side. Super's got about 30 stacks in the last few moments on this Smolder. It's going to do a huge amount of damage. You can see Hans Sommer getting chipped a little bit. Jojo flashing forward. Hans with the cleanse. Hook coming out from LeBron to stop the Magnet Storm. Skewmon now chasing onto Jojo, but he has the Savage Shield. Is it enough? Not quite. Cap's already got a double as Super, Elioya, and Mirwin retreat to the safety of their Nexus towers, but I'm not sure they'll be safe for much longer. Broken Blade flashes in. Mirwin caught out. Broken Blade still has that GA. Caps will get another. Grand Starfall back in from Elioya. Super pops the Seekers on his fountain, just trying to survive. He'll take out Caps, but now he's looking at a 1v4, and even he can't stand against it. G2 will open up the series 1-0.
And overall, convincing.
Keep yourself kind of at arm's length. So I really like what MKOI brought to the table, and also just the Jace adding to something where you don't have a pushing top lane. So there's always that little bit of an issue if Skewmon tries to invade top side. The Mirror can just rally around from Skewmon of, hey, is there any wiggle room that I can have? But push him mid.
Oh, Caps shuffled back, flashes away from Alvaro, who's still on the chase. The seismic shuffle will knock him back, but the Zenith Blade still connects with the root caller down. Jojo will be gifted first blood.
Nice
It's
game.
enough. Elioya coming across. Jojo, as you say, with that push in mid, means that MKOI have the man advantage, but Caps is on his way down towards the bottom side. We'll have the Weaver's wall here. Mirwin is on the wrong side of the wall. Seismic shove won't knock him back. Good side steps from him. Does still have the flash, trying to get towards this wall to flash over it, and manages to escape. But the fancy feet from Mirwin gets him to safety.
Nicely played by Mirren. I thought there was no way he was getting out of that one.
To the difficult matchups to try and put things like the Jace behind. And I think that that's KOI's focus, is that they want to make sure that they're keeping Mirwin into that Sion matchup so that he can continue to build advance.
Moves in towards the side lane because they want to try and shut down Mirren.
Oh, Skewmon's going for this. Hound's Pursuit in. A Broken Blade looking at the Unstoppable Onslaught as well. Can't quite connect onto Mirwin, but remember, this Jace has no flash. And Skewmon and Broken Blade should be able to chase him down. The first kill of the game for G2 goes to Skewmon. Unstoppable Onslaught immediately in. Jojo does still have the flash here, but doesn't burn it early. Hound's Pursuit there for the follow-up. Jojo slides his way away, but the chase continues from Skewmon.
I mean, this G2 top jungle duo is getting work done on the side lane. Their second kill of the game. They will also secure the first tower of the game for G2 as well. And it comes back to the side lanes. And LeBron are getting that pressure by themselves. Now, the Herald started. Let's see if G2 look for a fight.
I mean, LeBron's already stepping in. There's the TP as well from Broken Blade. Super down to half HP. LeBron, the first target. Unbreakable Will coming out from him. Broken Blade finishes the teleport. Daisy shoved back. Skewmon on his way across after securing the second dragon. True Shot Barrage dodged there by LeBron. Emperor's Divide available for Jojo, but no flash to get that slide if needs be. There's the Unstoppable Onslaught from Broken Blade to try and join in. Lebrov jumps forward. No Unbreakable Will for him. Broken Blade a long way behind enemy lines here. Alvaro goes in with the Zenith Blade, but not real much follow-up from MKOI. Skewmon gets the Rift Herald as Alvaro falls down to 100 HP. Broken Blade still damn tanky. The Weaver's wall coming out as Cap separates the fight. Broken Blade on the wrong side of that wall. Lebrov jumps back in, and there's another as Jojo falls. Skewmon still chasing the Hounds. They're out for blood. They're out to party. And he dashes away, but you can't escape the wolves.
Because it knocked him over the blue pit wall, which then separated him from everyone else. But here we go.
Mirwin has the flash, will use it just in time to get away from the seismic shot, but the chase continues here. LeBron with a headbutt pulverize into the trample stun, and Caps throws a rock at him, and Mirwin is done.
That's where the hell has this G2 been all year? What the hell is going on? Playoffs hits and suddenly G2. They look unstoppable.
It's really impressive to me the way in which they're just avoiding all of this poke. You're playing against Ezreal, Azir, Jace, and at no point does it feel like that their long-range threats are really that threatening.
Through the chicane round, he gets it! And now he's in the middle of MKOI. I don't think he gives it. We're seeing this a lot more after the AP item changes on 25.10. It's nowhere near as strong as he would. Never mind, the wall has been built. It's not blue, but it still keeps MKOI away from the Atakan.
It's not, of course, all doom
Jojo,
blue.
he's looking. He has the flash. Caps will try and flash away, but he doesn't escape. And as you say, it's not all doom and gloom at all as Caps is caught by MKOI. The shutdown goes over to Jojo.
Play the map. Like, it's so flawlessly done. KOI don't have an answer. There isn't one.
And you even got Lebrov just playing bouncer in every bush along the way as well. G2 Setting up very well.
Oh, they're going for the fight afterwards. Weaver's wall going in. Super's going to have to jump the wall here. Alvaro the first to be caught out. Seismic shove back towards Skewmond. Alvaro flashes over. Will escape for now. Good damage coming out from Super. Daisy in as well. LeBron looks for the knockback. Jojo with the Emperor's Divide. Broken Blade falling lower. The Redemption coming out as well, but it can't save Jojo. LeBron taken out. 1-for-1 so far in the exchange. Broken Blade flashes away.
Super getting to free hood over the wall, whereas there's not much play back. And here, as he goes in, the invulnerability from Skewmond means that he doesn't get hit. Broken Blade the only one shoved in. So
of course, at the Baron, G2 immediately back out onto the map, but MKOI demonstrated right there that their team fighting is still pretty low on mana. But this siege is not an easy one for G2.
G2 also don't have a huge amount of ability to hit towers from range.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just keeping the cannon minion as alive as possible. You can see Broken Blade just tanking up all the poke coming out from Super. But they have to wait for the next wave, and it looks like MKOI will back away. G2 will crack the tier 2, 30 seconds left. It's the last wave with which they can really push in towards the base. Broken Blade still very healthy, very tanky. Seismic shove knocks Daisy back. Double cannons here.
Maybe trying desperate to get the Demolish proc with those two cannons might be enough to take it down. Now he steps in.
He'll get the Demolish proc. Look at the damage onto the tower. G2 will crack through the inhibitor tower line. Mirwin still looking for that flank, looking for the poke. Will take down a couple of the dogs, but not too much more. G2.
Right timer. Look at the top side. That wave double super creeps about to hit the towers.
Drake already down. G2 can look for the engage. Caps on a flank position here. And they don't really need to do too much more. MKOI couldn't fight their way through the tankiness of Broken Blade. Super Minions in the base. Caps has a Weaver's Wall. He's just looking instead for the bot lane tier 3.
I mean, KOI, they just can't get through the wall of Broken Blade, can they? The poke, I guess, is connecting,
but need to see any more. It will be G2's 32 minutes in. Ocean Soul, 7,500 gold. Their lead will extend to about 8.5k as they take the bank.
MKOI just were dizzy afterwards, and I think this is something that's been missing from G2's game plan, but not anymore when it gets to playoffs.
Broken Blade just steps forward. Solar Flare hits onto Caps, but all the hits after is a Mystic shot from Super. Good job threading the needle, but the damage doesn't matter. Yeah, as you say, basically back to full with that Ocean Soul. Skewmond is pushing through on that mid wave. Only has one cannon minion here, and Jojo's doing a good enough job of keeping him at bay, but with the top lane inhibitor respawning, I wonder if G2 will transfer their pressure over towards that top side again.
Jojo can't even get through the shield of Broken Blade. And look, he's good now. He's just casually healing it all back up. Yep. It's like that it is just the simple, slow and painful death of MKOI here in game 2. Like they'll look for one last miracle fight because it's pretty much all they've got left.
Like taking a little bit of damage, but nothing too substantial. Skewmond is pushing in the wave in that top side. Obviously, very slippery if MKOI do engage on him as Jojo goes in, finds the flash out of Hans Summer. Chain of Crumbs is going to land, but Hans is down already as Jojo finds one. Broken Blade trying to flash the wall. Unstoppable Onslaught slams into the base of Jojo. There's 2 for MKOI. Skewmond.
5k is on this Skewmond.
Oh,
there's a base here.
Yeah,
MKOI have forgotten about the base. Is it the classic? Is it Elder for Nexus? Skewmond and LeBron are trying to keep MKOI around the Elder Drake. G2 don't really have a wave. Alvaro stunning Skewmond, who jumps into the pit and will not land the smite. It's Alioya who gets it. Broken Blade tanking up the towers. Mirwin back in base. Jojo with a good Emperor's Divide will keep Broken Blade at bay. Hans Summer and Caps, they're trying to shepherd in the wave here as the Nexus towers are their first target. Caps a little different mindset to Hans Summer and Broken Blade. MKOI get the Elder. They lose both their Nexus towers for it. Elioya on the chase here. Broken Blade doesn't have flash, will dodge the root caller and has a blast cone to get away.
This may have just changed.
I think Caps will poke his head in, and that's about it. You can see Broken Blade and Hans Summer just catching the wave in mid, making sure that's pushed up. Inhibitor in the bot side has respawned for MKOI in 40 seconds time. Elder up in 2.5. The Rob going in. Caps caught out by Super. Jojo slides forward, but Caps flashes across the wall. The Rob with the Unbreakable will keep himself alive for now. Alvaro, the first target here for G2, and they will take him down. MKOI look for a little bit of an engage, and they won, though, using the Hounds effectively to block those Mystic shots. Jojo knocked up. Unstoppable Onslaught, Chain of Corruption, stopwatch just in time to dodge the Decimating Smash as well. Caps on his way across. He's targeting the Inhibitor first. The Rob will go down, and Alvaro's back alive. The Inhibitor goes out as Skewmon now needs to eviscerate his way. Mini-map as far as I can see. Caps chunked out the Elder now spawning.
You still have to be careful of that bottom wave, though. Super Creep's going to do work. Poke doing work as well here for G2.
Super jumps into the pit. Decimating Smash coming out from Broken Blade. He's stunned up by Alvaro. Skewmon looking to jump into the back of it. Chain of Corruption hits onto JoJo, but the Emperor's Divide pushes LeBron back. Broken Blade low as Super continues to open up. Caps diving onto Alvaro on the backside as Skewmon dives in. JoJo falling lower. Skewmon able to take him out in time. Broken Blade surviving as well, and the Ocean Soul is doing so much work for G2. Super trying to hit Mystic Shot after Mystic Shot, but there's nothing mystical about how damn tanky Broken Blade is. And Yoya dies, G2 survive, and they TP into the base.
The health bars are just too much. There is not enough in the tank to take down the tank. And with JoJo gone, so are MKOI's chances.
Only Mirwin stands, he's knocked up, he's locked up, and he's shut out of the game. G2, for moments it looked like MKOI had found their miracle, but G2 aren't praying to the same god you are. They will go 2-0 up in the series.
A valiant defense from MKOI.
Hey, even like if we do go AP Kai'Sa, there's no true tank on G2 side, so you can go like Spirit Visage second as Trundle, but it's not the best. And just trying to abuse the fact that everything is pretty much to the bottom side. If you look for any sort of dive, is never really going to be a thing, and you're just a quicker clear, as we already kind of alluded to. So Yoya gets 2 caps on the top side, and they're going to be able to move in to get his Krug. So it's just a good split map for Yoya.
Yeah, so you're saying is that G2 can't respond?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
That makes sense here.
Skewmon will take away put to sleep. Skewmon's here as well. It's a big ultimate use, does get the heal out. Super trading with Broken Blade. He flashes over as Broken Blade won't be able to hit any more of these needle work, so Super expends both his cleanse and his flash to get away.
It's one of the things that is a little tough if you're a short-range AD carry trying to go against the Gwen. The fact you got the Hollow Shred and that skip and slash to very quickly close the distance without taking much damage from JoJo.
Caps immediately onto JoJo. Tibbers doesn't do too much by himself, but Caps is there with the Disintegrate to get the kill. Meanwhile, Alvaro's met up with Skewmon. Mirwin looking for the flank position here. Hansama working his way down from the top side. Alvaro not yet level 6. Frozen Domain down. He flashes over the wall. Hansama not going to flash to follow him. The Void Grub's taken by Elyoya, and he starts to walk out. Caps doesn't have that stun charged up. Lebrov on the Equalizer flashes over the wall. Should survive through that burn. Escape from Elyoya. Clean enough, as even the pillar can't stop him.
I mean, it ultimately results.
Lebrov pulled back with a handshake as Elyoya is doing the Drake here. Teleport coming in from JoJo towards that top side, and as soon as G2 see it, they're thinking, well, can we take a fight around this Drake right now? Answer is not quite. Alvaro clipped. Caps goes in with the stun. Overheat on Mirwin. Glacial Fisher down, but Mirwin able to escape with the pillar as Broken Blade's a little bit isolated up towards the top side here. Only has that exhaust. Gonna go drowsy. Even through the Hallowed Mist, there's the fate sealed, and there's no real escape here for Broken Blade as JoJo chases him down. Even through the healing, it won't be enough. Elyoya,
a Hex Drink or even a Wit's End or something. It's going to make it difficult for Caps, I think, to win that 1v1 anymore, but here we go.
Wait, he can kill JoJo.
He can kill JoJo, and he does that, and then flashes away from the Blooming Bursts and escapes Elyoya's clutches. The engage route, so MKOI should be able to take this Rift Herald without too much perturbation. JoJo waiting behind the tower in bot lane, seeing if perhaps he needs to move across on board as well. If there is a fight around the dragon in 10 seconds time, Broken Blade gonna base. Alvaro caught out with a Winter's Bite, but Elyoya's coming across. Lebrov will stand beside his friend as Hansama goes in. Exhaust used in the top side as the needles come out from Broken Blade, but he doesn't connect onto Mirwin, who dodges away. TP as well from Broken Blade as he goes to top. Counter TP coming out from Caps. The Equalizer dodged away from JoJo, will be able to get one, and he jumps out with the bait sealed.
But G2 aren't gonna not do anything in response as they set their sights on the tier 1 in the top lane.
Trundle still does Trundle things when he's left alone with a tower, so able to get Caps' help to take that one down, but looks like MKOI
coming back, so Hansama won't be able to get the root. Mirwin trying to get away from this with the Rocket Belt, but Lebrov and Skewmon are here quickly to collapse. The feats of warfare go over to G2, claiming that picture right there. It's like, excuse me, Alvaro, you are not allowed to back. I see you're low on mana. We have Gwen pushing in the bot lane. We are going to keep...
Frozen Domain already down from Skewmon, actually. But no one really here. Yeah, it's just gone. Frozen Domain back, yeah.
It's the power of putting those extra points into the W. G2 get their tier 2. And with it, about a 2,000 gold lead, as JoJo answered with only one tower in response. Pings come out from MKOI, though, towards that mid lane turret, thinking that if they can get this wave in quickly enough, maybe they can crack through the tier 1 of G2.
So, of course, Jojo's been sitting on the blade for a little while now, but Caps just goes back to base, and he picks
a little
himself.
bit of vision for G2 up towards the tri-bush in the top side. You can see a couple of pingers coming out from MKOI, maybe thinking we can sneak away this Artican while this happens, but Labrov there, smart enough to realize that
if you do walk into a Yoya, he will tear through you, especially even with Skumon going towards this more armor build. So you got to be very careful about how you do it. So everyone's
flash.
ward is shallows.
For Mirwin again, they know their target, and Mirwin is locked up. The Flame Spitter not enough to burn through anyone on G2. Caps now.
Catch him in the river with no means of escape. It opens up the Arakan, and it's an interesting game state just because there's so few engaged supports. The junglers aren't the best engaged tools. There's no tanky top lane to start the fight.
Look for the trade on the towers, but not really much that can happen.
Oh, Alvaro steps forward again, has to burn the flash, but the Tibbers is there to follow up. Equalizer out, TP coming in from Jojo as MKOI look for a little bit more, but I don't think they're going to find it. Second time we've seen Alvaro caught out just around that corner in this series. Skumon able to dodge away from the Q3 out of Jojo. All this while, Broken Blade pushing in that top lane, has a wave crashing on the tier 2.
And this is what I was talking about. MKOI are so squishy. Trying to retake vision is incredibly dangerous for them with Broken Blade.
He stayed around a long time here. Needlework dodges the fate sealed, skip and slash, looking for the slows. Killer Instinct not going to come in quite yet, as there's the exhaust, but there's the Killer Instinct from Super. And BB just overstepped
back. So you're starting to see kind of key pickups on the items for MKOI, especially with 3 items now for Super start to come through.
MKOI in a good spot, let's be honest. 1,000 gold behind.
That ultimately decide the outcome of this game. Skumon testing the waters in the river. The tower finally going to drop 30 minutes in.
Blade, and it becomes way more difficult for Mirwin to go toe-to-toe as
Jojo looking for something. Tibbers coming out as they try and get onto Alvaro, but the hostile takeover is going to change their minds. Fate sealed a takeover from MKOI. Broken Blade will get Alvaro on the backside. Skumon looking for if he can get back and help his top laner. The Seekers already paying off for BB as he dives onto Super. But the moment of silence was not enough for Broken Blade. G2 lose 3 in the fight. MKOI turn their eyes towards the Baron.
Jojo really clutched up in that play, getting a 2-man knock-up into the ulti to then have Alvaro's ulti fly over the entire G2 roster. Skumon fishing for a steal. He has the flash available.
As the control ward as well puts it into the pit right now, Elioya will clear that out as quickly as possible. Jojo jumps across the wall, feathers fly from Hansama, and in flies Super! Skumon flashes towards his red buff pit, but that pillar of filth is not filthy at all. MKOI a delay in 1. Skumon stepping forward through that frozen domain. Mirwin still looking for the equalizer. The Drake down to 9,000 HP as Alvaro's first target. Hostile takeover blocked by Labrov. Dodges away from the needlework. The lilting lullaby used as well. The Dragon still at 8,000. Redemption coming out as Labrov is healed up. Handshaken back though and falls to the equalizer. G2 lose their support and can't find a way into the fight. Jojo dives forward and immediately locks up 2. Mirwin finds a double. Super finds a third. Skumon next on the menu. Make it 4. The Tibbers chasing Super through the supercharge won't be enough, and now Caps is in a 1v1 versus Elioya. He doesn't need to kill him, he just needs to delay. The blooming burst across the wall. Elioya, watch out, Eep! Caps is down, an ace for MKOI, and the base in their eyes.
A perfectly played team fight from MKOI. The layering of the CC, the way that they just picked apart G2. MKOI looking to begin their reverse sweep.
In English, we say reverse sweep. In Spanish, we say reverse sweep, apparently, as MKOI will find a win in this series. Labrov trying to do everything he can to delay, but we are going to game 4 as MKOI stands strong. Jojo steps up
Early on, but it is a very stock standard front-to-back scathing sort of team fight composition. The wombo combo is very clear. Chaos Storm plus bullet time.
They also send Alvaro towards the mid lane to try and defend Jojo Pyun because there's a bit nervous about Labrov coming in with the combo.
He had to flash away because he knew that Caps was on his way as well. Jumping over the wall from the mid lane. As Jojo was resetting, put him in a very dangerous spot.
Oh, Alvaro flashing the wall, twisted advance immediately, and Hansama begins to open up. Alvaro with a bit of a shield coming out from Mirwin there. Jojo coming across from the side. He TP'd back in. Skumon gets the knockback. And in the end, G2's bot lane manages to escape. Skewmon could just twist it advanced to safety.
Now, proxying the wave a little bit.
G2 will be able to take away the grubs. So first two objectives exchanged between the two teams. MKOI obviously getting that dragon a few minutes ago. G2 getting the grubs, which
will secured. Both teams will now be tied at 1 apiece as Broken Blade continues to scale up on the Swain. And this is the thing that we kind of come back to in draft.
Stepping forward with the Rob coming in from the side as well. Super's going to be caught. Rocket punch, rocket grab, Hun Summer, we talk about adoration, he looks for the whirling death, he gets it, 700 gold alongside the kill into his pockets, make it a double as he builds.
For Jojo on that first rotation, and then you unlock Mirren to try and bring out some of his own picks that unfortunately we haven't really seen in this series, and now struggling against Broken Blade and into caps. It's not great.
Lebrov looking for the static field into rocket grab, doesn't land it. Mirren's now on the other side of the wall, has the all out and will bring Lebrov back. G2 TP'd in Broken Blade, but I'm gonna get anything out of it. Lebrov just a bit deep chasing Alvaro.
Nguyen gets MKOI on the board at the very least. It's gonna be a Herald traded for a kill. It's some much needed gold as well into the pocket of Mirwin. The tankier he gets, the harder of a time Broken Blade's gonna have. Caps, it looks like he's in danger, but he's not really. He's got so many disengaged tools that he's gonna be perfectly fine. I wonder if a reset's gonna come through for him. No, instead Skewmon's here to offer his assistance.
Oh, super barrier. Another auto Hans needs another pop. Blossom takes him under the tower. He'll fall for it. Alvaro gets 640.
It's always really worth it just because of the shutdown gold, but I guess you can argue giving that shutdown gold over towards the support rather than someone else is better than nothing. And you also...
So we'll answer this wave that's been pushed out by Jojo anyway.
Take a breather.
We can.
Just enjoying the...
Enjoy the atmosphere. And the flash, but again, Skewmon in the area to protect G2 if Elioya looks for the engage. There's the mid-tier one falling. He looks for the hook, but he always has that Pathfinder as well, which avoids the CC.
I think it's just really interesting to see, though, when you look at
Might instead be a fight. They see Elioya here.
Skewmon looking for him. Glacial Prism going down. There's the bullet time into the Pop Blossom. A lot of damage going down onto Lebrov. The hook goes wide in the end, but Elioya falls second. It's Lebrov and Elioya down. MKOI over to back. Rocket jump forward, takes a short leap, just a short hop there as he continues to put the damage into Mirren. That lethal tempo helping him out quite a lot. Jojo will take the tower on the bottom side, whirling death.
The champion. It's been a little quiet this game, but oh, it's Jojo in trouble.
He has the flash, he doesn't use it. Flash forward, twisted advanced TP's coming out from MKOI as they try and defend their mid laner, but he's dead on arrival. Good Glacial Prison onto Broken Blade, keeps Mirwin from getting caught out in the middle of G2. Broken Blade a little deep here. Alvo could look for the Pop Blossom, lands Tangle Barbs, but doesn't follow up any further.
And Caps is still top. So there goes your tier 2, there goes your Dragon, and just Alpha with a nice pick on towards Jojo as they just move from that mid lane to catch him on the side.
The game is just falling apart now for KOI, and it hasn't even been due to a decisive fight. It's just been G2 finding picks.
He's going to have help, but he could have soloed it, and that's the important thing.
They all walk away.
Oh, jumps onto Jojo, but flashes away, gets the reset on the rocket jump. And that's the buster shot if I've ever seen it. Jojo said packing back to the fountain. Articon into Baron, mayhaps? You got TP on Caps. G2
available. This Baron getting very low.
Already down to 5,000. Elioya trying to get into the pit, but Lebrov is keeping him at bay. There's the Niche Cross as well. TP behind by Caps. Elioya rooted up. The Vision of Empire full. The follow-up. Pulled back with the never move. Elioya not given the chance to escape. And Caps has got the top laner too. Pops the Oracle's Pathfinder will find you nothing. The flash hook. Flash away from Alvaro. G2 finds so much in the last minute and a half.
That's supposed to be the tank that Caps just ripped through. There is nobody on MKOI that can stand against this Tristana, and it feels like MKOI just can't stand against G2 right now.
From a solo kill into a Baron after just soloing the Articon, I mean, G2 in such a narrow window blew this game so widely open in their favor. Another tower is going to fall as well. What was a 5K gold lead now has ballooned into...
It's going to be 10K.
That is a 10K gold lead for G2 to close out a game. We'll see if they can do it again. Jojo steps up.
Broken Blade, Demonic Ascension. Takes a lot of damage out of Jojo, but doesn't take too much damage himself. He tanks them up for an absolute ice age. Caps pushing in the mid lane as well. That inhibitor tower short to fall. G2 pushing in through the bottom side. Caps already on the inhib. Hansama steps up. Not to be outdone by his mid lane. He wants a bit of turret damage himself. They only have the cannon minion here. The wave on its way though. There's the inhib in mid. There's the inhibitor tower in top. And MKOI finally regrouped, trying to defend.
How do you kill them? A Broken Blade's TP back in. He's full health. He's going to escort the wave in with G2, and they're looking for the end.
Nature's Grasp.
KOI are going to have to find one crazy fight to turn this game around, but it's a 3.9.
Hope only half of Mirwin's health. With not even using the buster shot. Oh, the flash hook. JoJo's down. Pop Blossom only landing onto Broken Blade, and now the chase begins onto Super. Capsup comes in from the side to clean things up. Looking for Mirwin as well. He finds his way into an early grave. A G2 wipe away MKOI in game 5.
They make it look easy. It's 3-1 will be the score, and G2, they're setting their sights on the spring finals.
Who else?
Finals and MSI.
Who else but G2 into the finals once again as they wait for their... Obviously the losers bracket awaits them. They're still third place. So sure. We have like the Fnatic, KC, Heretics and Giant X series to play. I can't remember exactly how they've been ordered out. Those will be played next weekend. And then we have the lower final, or the lower bracket round 3 match. I can't remember the exact nomenclature between MKOI and the winner, eventual winner of those series.
There's still a lot of league left to be played here in the LEC, and I mean, KOI, I think today I was just missing a bit of the bite that I'm used to seeing from them. Against KC, I felt like that they were ready to fight, they were ready to tussle, and today I feel like I only got to really see that from JoJo. I think he did make a lot of great hero plays today, but I expect them to very much bounce back the next time that we see them.
That's the hope. We're going to hand it over to Shox, who's standing by with Skewmond and Romain to break down that series.
Indeed, you did remind me it's the 2 French ones. There's a couple more, of course. Welcome to the Marriott Bonvoy post-game check-in as G2 clinches the spring finals and MSI. And you're laughing so much, Romain. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm just so happy.
I see.
I'm just so happy. You're gonna go to Canada. Yeah, it's really hype. I'm really hyped.
Yeah, I mean, Skewmond, let's start with that then. You're going to MSI. This will be your very first international tournament. You told me already, really wanted to go to first stand. It didn't work out. So what are you going to show us there?
I mean, I just want to... some Nunu maybe, but I just want to show that I can play against the best junglers in the world. And I'm just like really glad that we made it. Like, we definitely didn't have the easiest split so far. And I think that we show some great resilience, and obviously now eyes on the final. But I'm obviously like really happy to go to Canada, so we will show to everyone that we can be a really good team.
Say, Romain, that is an interesting conundrum, right? They're going to the spring finals, you're going to the spring finals. You kind of have this week and a half where you got to scrim, but you then also have to already think about MSI. How does that work?
I'm so relieved and happy, like, because if you lose, the next time you play on this beautiful stage is the 3rd of August. It's 2 full months. I was terrified about it. Now we qualified. I can start planning. I can start booking stuff. We're going to Canada. After we're even going to Riyadh and stuff. So it's going to be so many cool adventures with the boy. They deserved it so much. I'm so
Look at this.
The golden ticket.
Yes.
Yeah, the golden ticket, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Say, let's talk about the developments. I do want to actually spare a word also for your opponents, right? Because MKOI looked amazing yesterday. They beat KC. You could also see in the series, I feel like, Skewmond, that every minute that passed, they were more threatening, right? That's also why they won that game 3. So did you kind of feel like you had to stop them at this point?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think that we could have maybe ended the games a bit faster. I'm thinking about the second game. I'm really happy that we won, obviously, but they definitely made it really hard, and they played really well on that Elder situation. And yeah, I mean, I think they are a really good team, right? Like, they beat KC, and today they showed also some great performance. But I think that Caps played really well today, and it made the difference.
He absolutely did. He's ramping up, isn't he, Romain?
He is, but like, I wanted to add some more praise on KOI because we had our internal vote to know who we were expecting to face today, and I was on KOI side. That's all I'm gonna say. But we screamed a bit them, and we were having good results. We screamed a bit K-Corp, and we were having bad results. So we kind of thought, yeah, the day was gonna go one way. But I think K-Corp were extremely cocky. the whole week leading before that and everything. So they got a bit of a they got unchecked, which is really good for them because then now they can fully develop, accelerate. They are an extremely good team, so I think they just needed that. And nothing is free. Nothing is free.
Listen, you've been there. You know nothing is free just in winter at the hands of KC. So can you tell me a little bit about how this team developed bouncing back from that and how perhaps also the road shows gave you kind of new momentum and new things to learn from coming into these playoffs?
I really like those road shows. I love them because it creates good team bonding. It allowed us to develop a lot of new stuff, and we lost a lot.
Yeah.
And everyone started to create those crazy narratives and like G2's out and those are the new champions, blah, blah, blah. Those were regular season games. They did not matter at all. What matters is content games here. What matters was to win yesterday and to win today. And now we can chill. Now we can go Canada. Now we can enjoy those stuff. Now we can wait 10 days, 12 days. We have a nice finals to play. To win this time?
Yeah, hopefully.
Let's go, huh?
Hopefully. So maybe that as a final note to you, Skewmont. We're really excited to see you at MSI, but we're also, and I'm sure the G2 fans are really excited to see you in those grand finals. So do you have anything to say to anyone you might be facing? And do you have a guess on who it could be?
To be honest, I don't really know. I mean, for sure, like the favorites would be like Fnatic, KOI, and KC. I'm not sure who will face, but doesn't matter the opponent. I think that this time will show a way different face than in the Winter Spirits final. And me, personally, I just really want to show better like performance because obviously like we lost. And I think that this time it will be different and we're gonna win.
Okay, thank you so much. Congratulations, our very first team to book their golden ticket to MSI and receiving the spring finals. And we have some very special guests over on the other side with Ginny in PGL.
Thank you.